Okay, this video will be about the word så or so, depending on what you mean. First of all, så is one of the 5 conjunctions that can link main clauses. So the other four are og, for, eller, men, så. The problem with så is that it can link a main clause, but it is a word that can also link a subordinate clause. It can also be a verb, and it can also be an adverb. Therefore, it is quite often very commonly mistaken, and you make a lot of mistakes when you use the word så. So therefore, this video is for you guys to maybe see some different examples, and I hope that you will be able to understand the use of the word a little bit better. First of all, så is used in a main clause, or to connect main clauses. So here I've written some examples where så means therefore, and that is what you have to pay attention to. When så means therefore, it connects or begins a main clause. So here I've written the phrase, jeg syg, så jeg kan ikke komme i skole i dag. I am sick, therefore I can't go to school today. So when you use it like this, then you have to notice that the adverb, if there is an adverb, is after the first verb, because that is what happens in main clauses. So when så means therefore, place the adverb after the first verb. It is the same in the second example. Jeg træt, så jeg må gå tidligt i seng i dag. I am tired, therefore I need to go to bed early today. But in this phrase, I have not included an adverb, or I haven't included a central adverb, because there is an adverb gå tidligt, but it is the central adverb that is the problem. But in this case, there is no central adverb, and therefore you really can't tell the difference. It's difficult if you don't know what så means in this case to see if it is a main clause or a subordinate clause. But remember, så has to mean therefore. If you actually use another word in Danish for therefore, the more directly translated word derfor, then you have to notice that therefore is actually not a conjunction in Danish, it's an adverb. Therefore, if you start a main clause with that word, you have to make an inversion, like I've done in this example. Jeg træt, derfor skal jeg i seng. I'm tired, therefore I'm going to bed. But if you in this case had said så instead, the phrase would have been jeg træt, så jeg skal i seng. Now we have the second usage of så. Here så means so. So jeg tager bilen, så du ikke kan følge efter mig. I'm taking the car, so you can't follow me. In this case, it is the phrase means that the subject is doing something with an intention. So he's taking the car with the intention of you not following me. Jeg tager bilen, så du ikke kan følge efter mig. When it has this meaning, then you have to make a subordinate clause. That means that the adverb, the central adverb, is here in between the subject and the first verb. It is the same in the second example that I've given you. Du skal vaske bilen, så den ikke ruster. You need to wash the car, so it will not rust. If you want to use a different word than så, you could use the word or the two words for at. That has the same meaning. Jeg tager bilen, for at du ikke kan følge efter mig. Du skal vaske bilen, for at den ikke ruster. And notice here that for is, as I've just said, one of the conjunctions that start a main clause, but if it is followed by an at, then it still has the subordinate clause syntax, because the second conjunction is the conjunction that decides what syntax we will use. So here I have two different examples. Jeg syg. Syg here in quotation marks. Jeg syg, så jeg ikke kan komme i skole i dag. I'm sick, so I cannot go to school today. And in the next one, jeg syg, så jeg kan ikke komme i skole i dag. I am sick, therefore I cannot go to school today. So you can see, just by removing the adverb from the position after or between the subject and the verb to a position after the first verb, the meaning of the clause changes. If I hadn't, of course now it's more clear because I've made the quotation marks, but if the phrase could have been written without the quotation marks, and then if you are not trained in this, if you don't know what "so" means, then you could easily misinterpret the phrase. So please be aware of this. What does "so" mean? Does it mean so, or does it mean therefore? Okay, then we have the third usage. Jeg skal i skole, så skal jeg hjem, og så skal jeg spise aftensmad. In this case, the entire phrase is, I'm going to school, then I'm going home, and then I will have dinner. So in this case, so means then. And when it means then, that means that it is an adverb. And when it is an adverb, and you are making a main clause, putting it in the front, and you have to put it in the front because, or you don't have to put it in the front, but you cannot put something in the front in a subordinate clause that I've said, like I've explained in one of my other videos about word order. So when you do this, you have to make an inversion. Jeg skal i skole, så skal jeg hjem, og så skal jeg spise aftensmad. In the second part of the phrase, I've added an "or", and it's just to say that it's the same thing that is happening, even though I'm using a main clause conjunction, because there's something coming afterwards. You have to be aware. Is this a "so" that means then, or does it mean something else? Because if it means then you have to make an inversion. But you can sort of have phrases, I guess, where you have an "or" and then you have a "so" that perhaps starts a subordinate clause, and then there's no inversion. So, yeah, be very careful when you use the word. The next phrase is, du skal spise din aftensmad, så skal du i seng. You must eat your dinner, then you're going to bed. The same thing happens. It creates an inversion. If you want to use another word than "så", you could use the word derefter or bagefter. It has basically the same meaning. And it will also create an inversion because it's also two adverbs. Okay, and then we have another usage where it's an adverb here that amplifies the adjectives. So here in the first case, it's hun så gammel, or she's so old. And then I've written another example. Oh, she's just as old as me. Hun lige så gammel som mig. That's just two of the uses, two of the ways you can use så. But there is a bunch of expressions with the word så, where there's a slight difference in what it means. So it's just something that you have to learn while you're picking up the Danish language. But it's not as important as the other points that I've made because it doesn't change the syntax. And you can, in most cases, sort of guess what the meaning of the phrase is. But I just wanted to add that it could also be used in this way. Okay, and then a final comment. So is also a verb. And it's a verb that means to plant something, to sow something. So, jeg vil så et frø. I would like to plant a seed. I would like to sow a seed. That is one form. that is maybe not a word that you will come across that often, but the other usage you will see very often, and that is because så is also the past form of se, the past form of to see. Jeg så en flot bil i går. I saw a nice car yesterday. So, in short, så or so, notice that I'm pronouncing it differently. It's so when it's a verb, it's så when it's not a verb. And it's også when it's connected with o, and også when it is not connected with o. And you can listen to my thoughts on those two words in a different video. Okay, I think that was it. I hope it made sense. Otherwise, leave a comment and I'll try to elaborate.